In this video, we're going to be discussing ways that you can make money on Instagram in 2020. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm the Commonlad. If you guys are new here, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to the channel for lots of great content just like this video here. If you enjoy this video and find it valuable in any way, please consider leaving a like. I mainly post content regarding reselling and making money, and I spend a lot of time on eBay and other sites like that, flipping things. But yeah, let's jump into this video. Somebody had suggested that I make a video talking about how I make money on Instagram. I had mentioned it a couple times in the past, and it's been kind of a popular subject over the last couple of years. So without any delay this time, this video is coming up 5 days or 6 days maybe after my last video came up. So I'm pretty proud of that. It's not 2 weeks like it normally is. I'm going to be trying to clamp down on the time, maybe even get it up to like 3 times a week for videos. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Anyway. How do you make money on Instagram? This is probably what you guys are all coming here for. There's some simple ways, like I could go really over it simply, but I think I'm going to get a little bit more detailed here without hopefully running the video too long. I'm also going to reveal the page that I purchased, and this is another way of making money on Instagram, a page that I purchased for a Shopify store that didn't actually turn out too well. But I am going to reveal that page to you guys in this video. If you remember the video that I made a little while ago about purchasing an Instagram page, I did not reveal the name of that page because it was all for the Shopify page, and I didn't want to reveal it in case it would mess with the Facebook Pixel. But here I'm going to reveal it with you guys so you guys actually know what I bought, why I bought it, and I'll explain how I'm making money off of it. Okay, now without any further ado. So basically the concept of making money on Instagram follows some pretty simple patterns. And by patterns, I mean different ways that you can make money on Instagram. The number one way that I use, and my favorite way, is through selling shoutouts and promotions, people call them. I get DMs all the time. I barely even advertise that I do it. People will just sort of DM me. I do have a little thing in my bio that says DM if you're interested in purchasing. And people will pay me for different kinds of shoutouts. They'll pay me for promoting their products and things along those lines. Now you're thinking, back it up. You have 200-300 followers, whatever it is. Maybe you have a lot more, which is awesome. But if you're just starting out, you're like, how the heck? I've never had anybody contact me like that. Why would anybody ever pay me to do that on my page? So let's back it up. You're just starting out and you actually want to genuinely make money on Instagram. There are 2 ways you can go about it. That's the number one way that I get paid. So I'll talk about the ways you can get paid, but also talk about the ways you can actually build up a page or what kind of pages you can do this kind of stuff on. Yeah, I'm going to try to lay this video out pretty simply, but I apologize if it gets a little confusing. Anyway, there's 2 ways you can obtain this kind of page, and the kind of page I'm talking about is a theme page. Theme pages, in short, are pages that basically repost pictures and content within a certain niche, and they do it obviously to get likes, but they're also promoting the creator of that original content by giving them credits. They're getting followers, the theme pages gain followers and likes, and you can generally build these pages up pretty large, and then you can start to sell promotions on them or other things. You can also do this with a personal page or some sort of different brand page, but in my experience, I've only ever done them with theme pages, so that's what we're going to be talking about specifically in this video. Now there's 2 ways you can obtain these theme pages. You can either grow them from scratch or you can buy them, which makes this really cool because if you're on like a very strict budget or whatever, you can do this completely for free, which is awesome. And lucky for you guys, I've done it both ways, so I can tell you guys what I think about it, my opinion on both of them, and the difference between them. So first up, we'll talk about how I grew my pages. I started back in May, and I started with 2 theme pages, one the car niche, one the video game niche, and I grew them over the course of probably, I guess it's now like 6 months or whatever, whenever last May was to now. I guess it's almost a year actually. Anyway, I started both my pages up back then, and probably 3 or 4 months afterwards was when I got my first payment for them. And payment as in somebody had paid me to do a shout out for one of their products. Since then, it was slowly and steadily increasing to, getting maybe a couple ads every single month, to then getting a couple every single week, and then I'm not quite to the point yet where I'm getting a couple every single day, but there's definitely a few of them coming in every single week. I'm not going to disclose exactly how much I make on Instagram or how many of these ads I do, but let's just say for each page there were a few of them coming in every single week, and I was charging right around $20-$25 American, which is sweet because in Canada, of course, the dollar change, it gives you more Canadian dollars. But yeah. One thing I want to make clear though is I don't want to make that sound easy. For all these pages that I grew, or both of them I should say, I also had a couple additional ones running at the same time that weren't so fortunate. They did not grow to the point where I wanted them to be and I had to abandon them. But for the 2 main pages, the car one and the video game page, it took me roughly 7 posts every single day straight without missing a single day for I guess until now, 6 months. Or no, not 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is. I should do the math on this. It was last May to now. I'm not let up on that, reposting things. It takes up a lot of time and you have to be very consistent with it. It's not even like a super big time commitment. You just have to do it like every 2 hours is what I do. And it's a pain in the butt. Especially when you're starting out and you don't even know if the page is going to work or not. I have some other videos about how to grow your Instagram pages that will help you guys grow. I'll link those down below, as well as a video where I actually purchased the Instagram page. But definitely check those out if you're curious as to how to make sure that your page will actually work. But it's a big commitment and it's kind of hard to know if it'll work when you're starting out, and it's definitely a lot of time. So that's one way right there. You start an Instagram page, pick a profitable niche. By profitable niche, I mean don't do one in the airplane niche probably, because I don't know who's selling. I guess you could sell like t-shirts and stuff, like people would pay you to promote like shirts and stuff. But that's not going to be as profitable as if you do one in the, let's say in the fashion niche, where there's people selling different types of shirts and clothing and they always want them promoted on your page. There are definitely certain niches that can make you more money. So if you're serious about starting a page, it's definitely gotten harder, but it is still possible. Pick a profitable niche, pick a niche that's maybe not super exploited, or not exploited, but just one that's not too crowded. There's not too many big players in it. That may sound hard, but you can also do like a sub niche inside of a niche. So for example, if you're in the car niche, maybe instead of doing general cars, specify down to supercars or maybe just Ferraris. And that'll help you grow quicker, of course. So that's the one way that I did it. I started a page from scratch, multiple pages from scratch. Over time, they slowly grew, and I started getting paid for them through paid promotions. Now, were there other ways I made money off those pages? Yes, because they're linked to other stores, which then made money. I'm going to get into that later in the video. But for me specifically, at least for the video game one, it supported my eBay store and a bunch of other different stores that I'd set up around that, which also made money additionally. So it was a pretty good deal. Flashback, I guess, a couple months now, though, is when I purchased a page. And if you guys are interested in doing this, this is another really interesting way of starting up a theme page. The page itself, which I said it would reveal, is called Thrilled Food. It's a food page. I know I discussed this a lot in the video where I purchased it, that I was going to buy one in the food niche, because there's lots of different products in that niche that I could promote. Now, initially, I didn't buy this page for the intent of actually selling shoutouts and stuff in it. I wanted to create a Shopify page or a Shopify store, which I could send the customers or the people that follow that page to then convert them on actual sales, which I would make much more money on. Now, unfortunately, that Shopify store didn't work. I'm still tooling around with a lot of different Shopify stores, having some different levels of success. I will cover that in another video. But yeah, it didn't work out. Lucky for me, in the back of my mind, I always knew that I could either flip the page as I grew it. I've doubled it in size roughly since I got it. Or I could also always sell shoutouts on it. I paid $500 American for that page, and I believe it's all paid back. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's all paid back, the entirety that I spent on that page from ads I've sold on it. So now it's basically just all profit, whatever ads I get. That probably took maybe 2-3 months for it to get paid off. But if you really promote it hard and you go to some of the websites where you can actually sell ads, it can go a lot quicker. Generally, you want to find pages with good engagement. The page I bought didn't have great engagement, but I slowly transformed it by posting more and better content. And I did transform it to a page with decent engagement. I think I'm sitting right around 4% right now, and I bought it under 1. So that's pretty solid. But yeah, if you can buy a page like that for a reasonable amount of money, somewhere between $500 and $1,000, depending on the size of it, of course, you'd probably want to be looking at about 50 to 100,000 followers for that sort of price range. If you can get a page with decent engagement that's in a profitable niche and you pay that sort of money for it, I do believe that it's still possible to pay those pages back, or to pay them off, just make sure that you're paying for the pages securely so you don't actually get scammed or anything like that. Like, there are a couple different obstacles you have to follow. Again, watch my video where I actually purchased one and I kind of go over all that stuff. But yeah, that whole deal has actually worked out very well for me, and I still get offers probably a few times every single week for people trying to buy it off me. One person offered me a day, I think $500, which is exactly what I paid for it. I wouldn't sell it for that. But it is interesting because I could always get my money out of it basically whenever I wanted to. Now, the biggest question that I'm sure you guys are wondering, that I'm wondering about this, is how long will this last? Is this sustainable? I mean, one thing that you can do is use that attention and send it over to other platforms and then monetize those platforms, such as YouTube or TikTok, and build theme pages on there. I know TikTok is a little bit easier than doing it on YouTube. One of my friends has a page with, I think, over 20 or 30,000 followers on TikTok, which is a theme page. It is possible to do on TikTok. I've experimented with it a little bit myself as well, and it's definitely possible. So you can continue to adapt these pages to multiple different platforms so you can still get paid for them. So in that sense, the pages can last forever to some extent. But yeah, they can do well. But I don't see Instagram going anywhere either anytime soon. So I think for right now, you're safe to actually put your money into an Instagram page and get paid from it. So right there, hopefully that kind of explains everything. 2 ways that you can actually go ahead and get pages. You can purchase one, or you can build one from scratch. Purchasing it's much easier and you can turn a profit pretty quickly. Building it from scratch is great if you have no money and you are willing to put in the time. It's one thing or another though, money or time. You choose which one it is if you want to start monetizing Instagram. Now, just real quick, briefly, I'm going to explain a couple alternative ways that you can make money on Instagram. Obviously, we've discussed the paid promotions. People DM and they ask for a shout out on their page or a promotion, and you just put up their post for them. There's no cost to you in that, which is awesome, and you get paid through PayPal or whatever it is, which is awesome. It's by far the most passive way of making money on Instagram and is a really convenient way. Actually, I guess there is one more passive way that you could go. Another thing you could do is tool around with affiliate links or sign up with a company that actually pays you every time that somebody clicks on your link and buys something. That is more passive, actually. People just do that automatically. You don't have to do anything, and you just get a check in the mail. I have heard of pages doing this, but I haven't tooled around with that myself. I've gotten lots of offers to do it, but I've declined all of them. But yeah, so there's another way of doing it, which is affiliate links, obviously. Again, the page shoutouts. And then the third way is to actually set up a Shopify store. Now again, I'm not going to go into detail here, but you can set up a whole storefront for your page that you purchased and then send all the traffic from your page onto that storefront, which is by far the most profitable, but also the most difficult to do, and it takes the most amount of time and effort. Again, I've experimented it by buying a page and trying to create a Shopify store with it and haven't had much success there. However, there have been many people that have had success with it. So, you're taking a risk for sure, but worst case, again, you get the paid promos, you get the affiliate links, you will most likely make back the price that you paid for the page if you do it right. And that pretty much sums up how I make my money on Instagram. Again, for me personally, it's all either through different links to my own pages. I don't do any sort of external affiliate links, but I do basically do that for my own sites. Sites is how you say that. And of course, through shoutouts and paid promotions. That's basically it. And again, I get a couple of those per page per week, and you're off to pretty good money there. And it's all basically passive. You just got to put up a post for somebody, but it doesn't take a lot of time or effort, which is why I like it so much. My overall goal with this is to grow a network of multiple different pages and different niches that can operate and be much larger pages as well, so I can get more and more promotion money, because it is pretty fun and it's just an easy thing to do. So yeah, would I recommend it to you? Definitely, if you're willing to take the risk and you have the time to do it or the money to do it, I would recommend it. I just think you got to be careful. Make sure that you're careful with who you buy from, if your page is in the right niche, and that you spend the right amount of money on it and that you don't get scammed. Look into all those things before you buy the page and make sure that it's all checks out. But if you can get the right page for the right amount of money, you can definitely make some good money on it. And if you're building a page, not really any risk there except for the risk of you losing your time. But if you're young or whatever and you're trying to figure out ways that you can maybe grow something that will make you money in a year from now or whatever, this is definitely a good way to check out, and especially TikTok as well. It's super popping right now, and if you can create a theme page on there, you can also get paid that way. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but I might make another one in the future on how I made my TikTok theme pages and how you can too. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Again, if you found this video useful, hopefully I didn't kind of make it too confusing or go on too long, but if you found it useful, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could drop a like on the video. And with that all said, leave a comment if you guys have a theme page yourself, or if you're going to create a theme page because of this video. I always find that fun. Or if you have any more questions about creating theme pages, if I wasn't unclear about something, ask me down below and I'll be happy to answer. And now with that all said, I will see you guys all in the next video.